Chu. He's from computer science area and specialized in finance from MDI Murshidabad itself and comes from Giridih region. Then Mr. Yash Chandra, he's MBA in infrastructure area and did his study from Adani University. Then
He's
Divya,
from computer science area.
Miss
and
Divya is
finance
from
MDI
BSES.
Murshidabad.
BSES, she specializes in HR. Souvik Bhattacharya is from IIT Delhi and currently working in DBC. He's an engineer. And then Shri Amal Sinha ji is currently executive chairman from BSES, Yamuna Power and BSES Rajdhani both. And he is a man from finance area and person who is responsible for the merger of Delhi Vidyut Board and BSES, both companies. So as of now, we have got 5 scholars and then we have got faculty member from MDI Murshidabad and staff member. And Professor Sriram has also joined. Sir, good morning and welcome to, sir, this inaugural ceremony of FPM program at MDI Murshidabad.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much, sir. So I request Dr. Souvik to start the program
Yes,
formally
sir.
now.
Yes. Thank you, sir. So we'll start. Now I request our Master of Ceremony, Mr. Dheeraj. Mr. Dheeraj, you can start the ceremony.
Sure, sir.
And rest, I request everybody to switch on their cameras. जो भी लोग हैं कृपया कैमरा पे अपना ऑन करके बैठे.
Good morning, distinguished guests, faculty, and the incoming FPM batch. On behalf of MDI Murshidabad, I welcome you all to the inauguration and orientation program. To set the program in context, may I invite Professor Souvik Banerjee, Chairperson FPM, for the welcome and an introduction to the FPM program.
Yes, thank you, Dheeraj. A warm good morning from MDI Murshidabad. On behalf of Management Development Institute Murshidabad, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the inauguration and orientation program of the Fellow Program in Management 2025 batch. Today marks an important day in the life of MDI Murshidabad as we are launching an AICTE-approved Fellow Program in Management. To the research scholar, I will tell that today marks the beginning of a new academic journey, one that will shape not only your careers as scholars, but also your contributions to management, knowledge, and practice. At the outset, let me extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests, the Director of MDI Murshidabad, esteemed faculty members, and most importantly, our new cohort of doctoral scholars. At the outset, we are privileged today to be joined by a distinguished set of speakers who will guide and inspire us. So we are deeply honored to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Samir K. Srivastava, Director, IIM Amritsar. A noted management scholar and distinguished researcher. It is equally our privilege to have with us the chief guest, Professor M.S. Sriram, member of the Board of Governors, MDI, and Professor IIM Bangalore. So, welcome both of you, sirs, to this program. Immediately after my speech, Professor Birinchinaran Swar, Dean of Continuing Education, will share his insights on the importance of business research and its impact on academia, industry, and society. This will be followed by our director, Professor Ajay K. Jain, who will speak on the legacy of MDI and how each of you will now become a part of this proud tradition. The day ahead is carefully designed to familiarize you with the functional areas of management, library resources, and IT facilities, ensuring that you are well prepared to engage fully in your doctoral work. Later, we'll also reflect on the road ahead in your FPM journey, where expectations, challenges, and opportunities will be laid out. Before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge the tireless efforts of the faculty, staff members, and student volunteers in this endeavor. At this juncture, I should also note that our distinguished FPM Advisory Committee members, that is Professor Harish Sujan, Professor and Freeman Chair for Doctoral Studies and Research in Business, Tulane University Freeman School of Business, USA, Dr. Sailendra Singh, Professor, Shivnadar University and former Director IIM Ranchi, former Professor IIM Lucknow, Professor Rajen K. Gupta, retired Professor of MDI Gurgaon and IIM Lucknow, and Dr. Subhas Datta, former Professor of MDI Gurgaon. The role they played in shaping this FPM program, we are immensely grateful to them. Dear scholars, as you step into this program, remember that the path of research is both challenging and rewarding. It demands intellectual curiosity, academic rigor, and a commitment to contribute meaningfully to knowledge and practice. At the same time, it's a journey of self-discovery where collaboration, humility, and persistence will become your greatest strengths. With these words, I once again extend a heartfelt academic journey. Thank you.
MDI Murshidabad, once Professor MS the first time we got an opportunity for all the faculty people talk about data-driven decision, and data is not a problem nowadays. And your mobile number being connected about last time is within our country, or for example, how do I know that? So that is largely depends on people, those who are into the research background. The problem is the right quality of data, which will give you, or at the end of the day, you should be able to take, an informed decision, which will, from a crossroad, you can take your own path and make a decision. So today we all are here, we all are decision maker in our own life. Similarly, when it comes to business research, we have to take decisions at the end of the day. Being an academician, being a research scholar, being a practitioner, being an educationist, being a student, whatever the role you play in your day-to-day life, but we have to take decision. So when it comes to business research, I will tell you, because I am primarily from the area of marketing. So for example, if you talk about how the research is important nowadays for the people, let's look at, for example, if I talk from the 3 C's point of view, the first C, I'm talking about the customer. So to know customer insights, data is very, very important. And when you talk about data, data is all about collection of information. And we've got a lot of information with respect to market research or business research. So when it comes to business research or market research, what we do is we go to market, collect the data about the customer. For example, Mahindra & Mahindra or any other company is coming with a new product, right? So before coming with the new product, what they require is they should get a lot of customer insights. So the first and the prime objective is to know that what sort of requirement the customer will have with respect to your product. That is why, as far as business research counts, when you talk about the 3 C's, one of the C's, as I pointed out, about customer. So customer is the key in marketing. So in business research also, whether you talk about any stakeholders, I think everybody talk about customer as the where your whole business is evolving around. So customer insight is one of the things we look at as a researcher to know from the market. That is why customer play an important role. And then we are looking at the customer insight, which is again backed by a lot of data. And data is very, very pertinent nowadays, because that will help you to take a decision, or I will tell rather, informed decision. The second C, I focus on the competitors. For example, when you talk about business research, the competitors play a major role. So your competitors, those who are in the market, they always try to either the lead from the front, we call it as the leadership approach, or other one is the follower approach. So competitors' data, or getting the data from the competitors by conducting research, is also equally important. At the same line, if you look at customers and competitors, The third one you want to explore is your own company. That is one more C. So customer, competitors, and company, the three C's are very, very important for any kind of research, whether it is HR related, whether it is marketing related, whether it is finance related, whether it is any other operation or supply chain. You talk about all these three C's, which are very, very important in the area of business research. But the message which goes to the market, like people like you, those who are the today's research scholars, come with lot of dreams. And for them, there are two things which I will tell you is, one is by looking at the practical implication of the research. Today we talk about different kind of implication. For example, people talk about managerial implications. People talk about theoretical implications. Also, people nowadays talk about what is the social implication of your research. That is also very, very important. So as a researcher, we must keep in our mind that whatever the kind of research are we, at the end of the day, contributing something to the society? Or are we helping the society to solve any kind of problem? So the main objective of the business research should be, are we solving any problem in the society? We all are the stakeholders, but are we contributing in solving the problem? Because the main objective of the research is identifying the problem or the opportunities in the society and try to solve it, being it marketing or any other functional area, that doesn't matter. But the matter is, we have to take a business problem. And at the end of the day, we should see that this business problem, and as a research scholar, as a researcher, because as I always believe that we have to believe in three things: relearn, learn, and unlearn. So we have to keep on learning. I may be in the age of 50, I may be in the age of 60, 70s, but learning is a continuous process. Similarly, research is a continuous process. There is no end to it. You must have written a paper by doing a lot of reviews and wrote a paper, but still there is a scope for me to take some clue from your paper and write a different, by giving a different perspective. So for the research scholars, nowadays what is important is, as one of the outcome of your research, you must publish. And for publish, you have to target some of the top rated journals or listing, whether we believe in ABS, whether we believe in FT, or whether we believe in ABDC, right? Or maybe Scopus, maybe any databases which are available, maybe Scopus, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, whatever. But our job is to do a research, find a solution for a problem the society is encountering currently, and ensure that at the end of the day, we contribute something either theoretically or practically, or there should be some kind of social implications. And remember, what is again important is some noble contribution, right? So noble contribution which also count, right? So as a researcher, we always believe in two P's: publish or perish. So that is also, if you see globally, whether if you go to European B schools or Australian or maybe Indian, nowadays everybody is focusing on publication. So publication is also an outcome of the quality of research you do, and that will be defined by whether are we doing research or are we doing impactful research. And as a researcher, we all must ensure that we should be visible, because my association as a researcher is reflect, because I am associated with a brand like MDI Murshidabad. So when I publish, it's not only about me as a researcher, but whenever you see my publication, I have been associated with a brand like MDI Murshidabad. So I'm co-branding myself, my institute, and my publication. So similarly, in this August gathering, I want to convey the message to today's research scholar is, you are now associated with a legacy, a brand of, say, whether it is MDI Society, which is more than 50 years old, or whether it is MDI Murshidabad, which is around 10 years old. But now you have started the association between you and MDI Murshidabad. So now your job is to see that how you are going to contribute in terms of learning, in terms of conducting research, in terms of doing impactful research, where you will be known. Because normally you see nowadays what is happening is, as a professor, you are not known among your colleagues as a very good teacher. But people recognize you if you publish in impactful journals. For example, whenever you see people, firstly they will go to your Scopus ID, then they will find you in the Research Scholar, then they will find you in Bidwan ID, then they will find you in your ORCID ID. So these are the different platforms which are available nowadays to see that whether am I visible, right? For example, if you want to come in the top ranked research scholars across the globe, then what you need to do is your visibility should be there in all those platforms. So I will not take much of your time because there are other experts members those who will also give you a lot of inputs regarding today's this orientation and induction program. But I want to conclude my address by telling you that research is something which has to go a long way. And at MDI Murshidabad, we believe that this is a much awaited program. We started at MDI Murshidabad. I recall many a times we met for this in our boardroom, and 15th of November, when our director has the first meeting, and he initiated the process of this FPM program, and now I can see that this is materialized. And thanks to all the stakeholders at MDI Murshidabad for a great initiative in terms of starting this platform like Fellow Program in Management. And I wish all the very best. I congratulate all the research scholars for selecting MDI Murshidabad for the research orientation. Thank you, and over to Dheeraj.
Thank you, Professor Swar. It is my privilege to introduce our director, Professor Ajay Kumar Jain. Professor Jain earned his PhD from IIT Kanpur and has been a postdoctoral fellow at Aarhus University, Denmark, and the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. He has served as director of IMS Ghaziabad and was recognized as the most charismatic leader in management education by Education Post and SOCAM in 2019. Before joining MDI Murshidabad, he was Dean and Professor of Leadership and Organization Design at MDI Gurgaon, where he also founded the Center of Excellence for Indian Thought and Management. He has taught at several IIMs and international universities in Denmark, Italy, and South Africa. Professor Jain has published extensively with over 75 research articles, book chapters, and an edited book to his credit, and has presented his work at leading international conferences. His research spans leadership, emotional intelligence, employee well-being, and Indian wisdom traditions. He has also completed numerous consulting assignments and trained over 20,000 senior managers and CEOs in leadership development and organizational transformation. In addition to his academic leadership, he has served on boards and selection committees of reputed institutions and continues to represent Indian management thought globally. What distinguishes his vision is his belief in India's timeless knowledge system, rooted in values such as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning the world is one family, and Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, may all be happy and healthy. We are truly privileged to be guided by his vision. May I now invite Professor Ajay Kumar Jain to deliver the director's address on the legacy of MDI.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj. And it's an honor for me to be the part of this wonderful day when we are inaugurating a new program in MDI Murshidabad, Fellow Program in Management, on a very auspicious day of Anant Chaudas. So my heartfelt congratulations to all of you who are directly, indirectly associated with this program. And today is a great day because it is the culmination of 14 days of fasting, etc. And then Visarjan of Lord Ganesha also. And in Jainism also, whether Shwetambar or Digambar, today is the last day when we are completing our Das Lakshan Parv Dharm and Samvatsari also. So we are very privileged that we are starting this new program on such a great day. So I'm honored to welcome our respected board member, Professor M.S. Sriram, and who is also a professor at IIM Bangalore, specializing in the area of microfinance and inclusion, financial inclusion also. And he's at the several RBI committee also, very renowned professor, a thinker, great thinker. And we are very fortunate that today he's joining us as the chief guest of this day. And we also have my very good friend, Professor Samir. We work together in MDI Gurgaon, and he also worked with IIM Lucknow, and currently heading IIM Amritsar. He comes from operation management area. Thank you, Professor Samir, for joining this day. My other faculty colleagues, my dean, Professor Birachi, and chairperson FPM, Dr. Souvik. Then we also have other students also and staff member, and most importantly, our research scholar, a great batch, I will say. And as I mentioned some time back, that probably the kind of batch we are inaugurating today, they don't need any close supervision or guidance. They themselves are very mature, well experienced, very thoughtful, and we just need to put them together and they will learn on their own. Only thing, we need to guide them properly on this journey of research. So I welcome you all on this, the day of inauguration of FPM program at MDI Murshidabad, and which is the second campus of MDI Society. And after the success of MDI Gurgaon, and MDI Gurgaon has been into existence for more than now 51, 52 years. And MDI board of governor is led by our current chairperson, Miss Sangeeta Talwar. She is a graduate from IIM Kolkata, and also worked with Nestle. She introduced Maggie in this country. She's the person who introduced Maggie in this country, a most successful brand in our country. Then we also had other members and recently completed term like Mohandas Spicer, Shri Rajneesh ji, who also got completed his term also. And wonderful set of board member we have got. Then we have a amazing society headed by Shri K. Satyanarayana Raju ji, who is currently CMD of Canara Bank. And then other CMDs from various other banks are also part of MDI society, like Union Bank, Bank of Baroda, State Bank of India, LIC, Exim Bank, IFCI. They all are part of MDI society. So I'm very, I will say that our scholars are very privileged that they are joining a great legacy of MDI society, MDI Gurgaon, and now MDI Murshidabad. MDI Murshidabad in itself has already been into existence for last 11 years. On 23rd August 2025, we celebrated our 11th foundation day. And this campus was inaugurated by previous president, late Shri Pranab Mukherjee ji, who was president of India and finance minister also, and in the presence of Shri Arun Jaitley ji. And on 27th April, we had our 10th convocation in the presence of Honorable Minister of State for Education, Dr. Sukanto Majumdar, and CMD of Coal India, Shri PM Prasad Saab. And the 12th batch we are running today of PGDM program. And as I think Arunabaji has mentioned, that MDI Murshidabad is probably among the only few business school which has received 3 accreditation, AICTE, NBA, and AIU. It means our PGDM program is equivalent to MBA degree in this country. So in a major way, I will say that in last 11 years, MDI has achieved greater milestone. And it has also been ranked number 1B school in West Bengal region and a number 3 in northeast part of India. And as our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Modi ji mentioned that, and he believes in ACT East policy. So MDI Murshidabad is contributing a lot in the growth and development of northeastern region. And with this new program, definitely it will add value to the region, not only to MDI. And the kind of scholars we have, I will suggest that they should aim high, not limit themselves to the degree of FPM, rather that they all are great professionals and they will visit MDI Murshidabad campus in due course, and we will make them to see this wonderful city called Murshidabad. I joined Murshidabad only 9.5 months back, and so far I get familiarized with this place and I'm in love with this place because of its history and the culture. And probably in one line, I will say India's, you can say, bed period begin from Murshidabad, and the golden period also begin with the Murshidabad. The reason is that with the Battle of Plassey in 1757, its Britishers have defeated Sirajuddaulah, and especially Robert Clive was the commander-in-chief at that time, and he defeated Sirajuddaulah, and they started spreading all over India. Then 1857, when in the Barakpur region, Mangal Pandey has announced the freedom struggle against Britishers also. So you can see that history connects with the Murshidabad. 1757 Battle of Plassey, and then armed struggle against Britishers also began in Barakpur region of Murshidabad region, and it is surrounded with 13 Shaktipeeth. Mayapur is also there. Then we have got NTPC Farakka power plant close to our campus and many other companies. Currently, MDI is serving like West Bengal civil servants, West Bengal Power Development Corporation, Damodar Valley Corporation, IOCL, NTPC. So they are all our clients. We are providing training program to them. And Devghar is also close to Murshidabad campus, just 5 hours. Giridih is also closed. I visited Parasnath Hills, and that was like in last 20 years I was able to visit this place, and almost 5 months back. So MDI Murshidabad is surrounded many good things, and I definitely welcome all the scholars to visit very soon our campus, and Professor Sriram and Professor Samir also, that they should visit us. Regarding my personal experience being a PhD student at IIT Kanpur in 1998 to 2002, almost 4.5 years I spent. I did my research in the field of leadership and emotional intelligence. And what I learned from there under the wonderful supervision of my thesis supervisor, Professor Arvind Sinha, an amazing man, an amazing teacher. I owe my success to him. And he's no more today with us, but today I remember him because we are beginning this research program. He has contributed heavily to build the intellectual resource in OB area. Former director of IIM Lucknow, Archana Shukla, was the student of Professor Sinha. Shalenji was also a student of Professor Sinha, and many other students like at IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur, Narsi Monji, they all are scholars from Professor Sinha. And what I will say briefly to all the research scholars, that this is an amazing journey. It will be a social and psychological experience also. The reason is that it takes almost 4 years to complete the degree program with your dissertation submission and the examination and etc. But one thing I would like you to remember, that although you are experienced, you understand the reality really better, especially those who are fellow from executive experience. And they should understand the theoretical nuances while they are thinking on choosing a research problem. They understand the reality better than many of us, but they will develop a theoretical grounding, and they should connect the real problem, real world problem with the existing theories in your areas. And once Albert Einstein mentioned that theory should be simple but not simpler. And another word which we use sometime and we are confused is called model. And model is not theory, definitely. Model is to be not, you can say model to be used, but not to be believed. But models are grounded in theory. And model in itself is a set of like interrelationship among the variable, like independent variable, dependent variable, etc. So this is just a research jargon. So while you are starting your journey, as a scholar, you must pay a lot of attention to research methodology course, qualitative, quantitative, case study approach. Then focus on the basic sciences, especially like decision sciences if you come from maths background. If you are from humanities, then focus on social sciences, and especially I will definitely suggest experimental social psychology. Experimental social psychology offers you a wonderful set of research methodology coming from experimental design, and which is heavily used in the marketing and consumer behavior area. Then sociology is another discipline where we can learn the methodology like participant, non-participant observation. Very popular study by W.F. White, Street Corner Children. Then anthropology, like George Herbert Mead, who wrote the book called Coming of Age in Samoa. She spent many years in a tribal culture, and she studied their behavioral pattern, that what changes comes during the time of puberty and adolescence, and do they face like psychological stress and storm. So she spent a lot of time, and she was a wonderful researcher. So I will say psychology, sociology, and anthropology offers us a wonderful set of research tool and technique to study any phenomena with managerial implication. And one more thing, that while you are choosing a research topic may come from your practical experience, but of course should be connected with theory. But at the same time, you should, today we have thousand and thousand of journals, so it would be very difficult which journal is a good journal, we can't say. So we must choose only selected journal during the time of literature review. I'm just naming few, like Journal of Management, Academy of Management Journal, Journal of International Business Study, Academy of Management Review, Journal of Operation Management, Journal of Finance, Journal of Consumer Behavior, Journal of Marketing Research, Journal of Business Ethics, Journal of Applied Psychology, Journal of Organizational Behavior. So these are the journal which I think we should just focus only limited, let's say 25 to 50 journal, and what is coming up new. So my guide has recommended that at least go back almost 20 to 25 years from now and see what has been published and choose a topic of your interest. So I had a very big register in which I was writing the topic which I am liking, and I have filled that register. And I chose almost 10, 15 topic, and then we had a debate and discussion, and finally I chose emotional intelligence area in 1998, when the field started only in 1990, and today it is becoming more and more relevant. And I do lots of training program and workshop in the field of emotional intelligence. So what you should do, choose a topic which of future relevance, and we can do lots of training workshop, etc., by conducting research, and can inform the world about our finding also. So my best wishes to all the scholars, and I congratulate MDI Murshidabad in particular, but MDI Society in general and MDI Gurgaon faculty, that it is a great day today for us, that we are starting our second program, full-time program in MDI Murshidabad campus. I hope it will bring great laurels to us, and by next year, MDI Murshidabad should be able to have its appearance in NIRF ranking also. Today we are not listed there, and with this great hope and with the blessings of Lord Mahavir, Lord Vishnu, Lord Ganesha, that they should shower their blessings on us. Thank you so much to all the scholars and our chief guest and guest of honor for joining us today. My best wishes. Over to the our anchor Dheeraj.
Thank you very much, sir. We are honored to welcome our guest of honor, Professor Samir K. Srivastava, Director of IIM Amritsar. Professor Srivastava is a distinguished academician and industry expert with more than 3 decades of experience in research, teaching, consulting, and leadership. He is an alumnus of IIT BHU, where he studied electrical engineering and holds an MBA in finance, as well as a doctorate from IIM Lucknow. Before joining academia, he worked with Aditya Birla Group, where his leadership in implementing total productive maintenance at Indo-Gulf Corporation helped the company earn the prestigious TPM Excellence Award from JIPM Japan. Since then, his career has combined academic rigor and practical impact, from serving as Dean of Research at IIM Lucknow to leading high-impact projects with the World Bank, DRDO, CII, and Tata Motors. Professor Srivastava's scholarly contributions have been widely recognized, with more than 14,000 citations on Google Scholar and his name consistently featuring among the world's top 2% scientists in Stanford University's global ranking for the past 5 years. His work has also earned him awards such as the Emerald IIM Indian Management Research Fund Award and Professor Manubhai M. Shah Memorial Award for excellence in commerce and business management. A visionary leader, he continues to drive academic excellence, impactful research, and industry collaboration at IIM Amritsar. We are privileged to have him with us today, and it is my pleasure to invite Professor Samir K. Srivastava to address the gathering. Sir, the virtual stage is yours.
Welcome.
Thank you, Dheeraj. And let me begin by welcoming and congratulating the incoming scholars, because it's of course a great day for MDI Murshidabad, but the scholars are embarking on a new type of journey, a very different journey from what you had early on. So we'll elaborate on that. I'll give you some insights, my own journey experiences, and how perhaps they are still relevant, or some of them may not be relevant because the world keeps on changing. So thanks first to Dr. Ajay Jain for inviting me, because research is an area that excites me, and I see a lot of potential where researchers can transform academia, society, industry, practice, everything in fact, provided they choose the right topic, they are sincere, they put in good efforts, go through the right scientific path. And of course, God's blessing is also required, because things may or may not go the way you desire or you work for. I would also like to convey my regards to Dr. Sriram and all other faculty members at MDI Murshidabad. So what I wish to do, given there have already been some addresses and people are at the beginning of the program, so not get much into what journals or what topics probably I'll get into, but journals, etc. would come a few years down the line. Of course, your internal faculty and guides will be there to help you out. And of course, as independent thinkers and researchers, we have different mindsets and orientations. So my focus always has been do good work and put in or gather all the resources, use all the resources, and its means and inputs which are important. Maybe now it's a bit outdated philosophy, Marxian philosophy, Karl Marx, and then ends will follow. Don't go for ends or results. Somebody talked of publish or perish. Doesn't go well with the Indian ethos, I believe. And if you work well, publication will follow naturally. At least that has happened with me. The idea was never to get published, in the sense, target a particular journal. If you go through my profile, journals are as per the relevance of the topic, which fits a particular set of journals. So nothing like I look at a journal and then get into doing something. Similarly, if you look, somebody talked of this top 2% or whatever, that was not the objective. If you do something good, generally the results will follow. Generally, I'm again using the word. Research is a very vague area. Again, to the scholars, you are embarking on a journey which is quite different from any formal education you had so far. All that formal education was very guided, structured. You had syllabus, you had exams, you had teachers, you had resources. A lot of things you still have, but it's not so structured here. And that's very good thing about research, because it mimics society. It mimics our decision making. So many, those of you have taken the decision to join the program, must have given it a lot of thought process. Should I not? What are the pros? What are the cons? How much energy, how much resources I have to give in what? Some of you are joining full-time, some of you are joining executive program. So again, how will you carry out work-life balance? What will be my priorities? So these decisions actually keep on happening in life all the time, continuously. And this is where management education and particularly management research hones your skills. So it's a stressful journey. I have not called it arduous. And stress also one can manage. You also learn the art of managing stress. You also learn overcoming failures. There'll be too many small failures in this journey. You get stuck up, you get confused, people will confuse you, your guide may himself or herself confuse you, because this is where then you will try to find the path. So you are moving on a journey which is, when I joined the program at IIM Lucknow, I had a 10 years industry experience and had a good industry profile. But even then our chairman management FPM program at that point of time just showed us a photograph of a pathway in IIM Lucknow where the end was not, we didn't have a vision of the end. So he said, again, there could be different pathways and you don't, even we cannot tell you where you will end up. So I'll not complicate the things further because it may confuse people are beginning right at the beginning of the journey. So welcome again to this program in terms of the journey. And what I heard from your director was there are people, executive program as well as full-time program, areas like HR, finance, and maybe a few others. And you are the first batch. So again, I can share with you, the first batch is a torch bearer. So the first batch has to set examples. So you have some extra responsibility. Don't take it as a burden, but some extra responsibility which you have to pass on to the subsequent batches. Because we were also first batch IIM Lucknow FPMs. And now if you look at the profiles, all of us are doing great. My another colleague is again director of another IIM. Somebody is doing very well in industry. Someone has gone back his career in government and has even received the President's Award. We have been publishing, I can claim with full pride. Generally, Lucknow was the fourth IIM to launch this program, and fellows of IIM Lucknow have been publishing more than ABC or any others. We have made more name, although we came late. So there could be even late mover advantage here. You start afresh, you start on a clean slate. So what I will talk about is how you go about selecting the topic, selecting the guide, focusing on unique contributions. Some of my predecessors, and of course, the chief guest will have his own viewpoints, which will guide you. So I am putting across my own viewpoints. So selecting the topic is a big challenge. As Professor Ajay also shared, we got into a topic of emotional intelligence. Maybe at least I took a lot of time. And the more time you spend, the better equipped you are. And as he mentioned, pick up a topic which has a lot of futuristic implications. So he shared his own example. I also picked up, remember 25 years back, green supply chain management. It was even so, the topic was not coined. In fact, I am attributed of coining the topic green supply chain management. But it was nothing like very novel in the sense you draw from the existing literature. You draw from industrial ecology, you draw from something on environmental engineering, you draw something from reverse logistics, which was happening in Europe somewhere. You draw something from our Indian ethos of frugality and sustainability. And of course, the major business concept of supply chain. If you merge them all together, the concept naturally evolves. And my thesis topic was reverse logistics. So again, in those days, now with e-com, everyone knows what reverse logistics is. But 2002, 2004, the only reverse logistics we knew of was recycled newspapers, Coke bottles, maybe some milk bottles, and recycling of some minerals. So pick up those type of topics. I could have taken a very old topic like in operation context scheduling. But then those areas are already highly explored. So first of all, it becomes very challenging to add something extra. And secondly, then so it has almost saturated. So the contribution to research or society or industry is generally not as significant. So pick up a very relevant topic. Say if you are in HR nowadays, how do you get into a world without work? And still you manage people and processes and systems. So those type of things, or finance, Professor Sriram probably will be in a better position. Inclusivity, microfinance, those are the areas. And then don't focus on topics which are very, very local. Of course, you should focus on finding solution to local problems, but then look at it at a very wide angle so that it can be expanded. So many novice researchers get into, I study in these 2 particular towns, 5 cities, Indian context, this set of industries. But generally, a better generalized topic. So start from a broad topic and then you may narrow down on a thin one, get deeper into it, but your contribution should be all across. Another big challenge, there are a lot of research papers itself on that topic. How do you select a guide? Because this guide is not an instructor, as Professor Ajay shared. This guide will just channelize your energies at most. At one point of time in my thesis, I was doing quite good work, but still there was no certainty. When would I get my degree? After 3 years, I went to my guide. Again, I would not like to name unnecessarily, but he is one of the most popular teachers and very distinguished academician. So I asked, sir, I have done reasonable work. A little bit remains. When I will, what else I do need to do so that I get my thesis? He said, I don't know. I asked him, I have left my industry job. I have come at a very low stipend. I was drawing a lot of money. He said, that was your decision. How long will it take? I don't know. It may come up quickly or it may never come. Your PhD may never come. So that sort of bedazzled me. I was a bit disturbed. But that's the harsh reality of research. You get on to a topic, you may, because you are probing into something which is not yet done. So success is elusive. Success is not so easy to come. But when it comes, it brings you laurels. So you need to work because you are shaping the society. You are contributing something to industry, contributing something to research, contributing something to society. So, and pick up a topic which is more, of course, 2 or 3 of you, I believe, are executive FPM scholars, I would call. So, but then as your director said, don't just pick up the topic of your choice necessarily or where you are comfortable. Get into an uncomfortable journey. Say, in my introduction, it was said I worked in quality management, but then I didn't pick quality management for my research. I picked something where I could learn, where I could contribute something more than what I had already learned. So generally, that should be the guideline. People look for different type of guides, whether it's a harsh taskmaster, whether it's a soft, whether he'll push me too much or whether it will help me too much. It's your own decision, how you set in or give in. But generally, the guide should be one who just puts you back on track if you are off track. Otherwise, he or she should not interfere because it's your own journey. Another point of time, my guide said, I don't have any stakes. At least 99% or more is your stake. So it's the scholar's stake. You have to prove yourself. And it's very, very unstructured, especially the 3rd year after your formal coursework. You are searching for a topic. I said a lot of topics, healthcare related, service operations related, and then finally ended up what I shared with you. Green supply chain. Within green supply chain, you had so many topics, remanufacturing, reverse logistics. How do you decide which one to pick up? And in each one, you have a lot of depth to get into. Then the logic I used was remanufacturing can come up only when reverse logistics is already there. Otherwise, how would the parts and components or used things will go back? So let me first address reverse logistics and then get on to remanufacturing. Of course, the second thing, because of so many other factors, never happened. It still remains a dream. Again, you'll have a lot of things you will not be able to do because when you explore research topics, a lot of fields will come before you. And again, my approach was slightly different from what Dr. Ajay said. So our idea was explore everywhere. Big journals, small journals, newspaper articles, but then understand which is more serious, which is more scientific backed, which is less serious, but yeah, which highlights some of the problems of the society. Some of the problems of the society will not get in necessarily top ranked journals. When you address, then they get published into top ranked journals. Say environmental pollution. We did some research on Delhi's pollution. So that thing, again, it can be generalized, but the data was local. So we published in Economic and Political Weekly rather than an FT journal. But that will not match their expectations or. So those are some of the things you will gradually learn as you as you progress on your journey. Maybe my time is running out, so I'll quickly get into something how you should go about. So first, select the topic, select the guide. Along with guide, select the topic, because guide may not necessarily be aligned. If he or she is not interested, he or she would say, pick up someone else. And that also happened with me. Everything happened with me. So somewhere in healthcare, and fortunately my guide was not too keen on healthcare. He said, pick up someone else. I would be very happy because this is not my area of interest. So I had two choices. Pick up someone who was in healthcare or pick up something where my guide was interested. And he was a good guide, so he was not keen on extending his own work. Pick up some good topic where I also learn along with you, but I should be interested. So I went to some people who are working in healthcare also, but then somehow felt like, no, this is not where we'll be able to work and contribute significantly in terms of research, in terms of managerial practice, in terms of contribution to society, and also pragmatically, will I be able to finish in 4.5 years? That thing also you need to look into. Don't stretch it beyond a limit because there's a lot of opportunity cost. So once you have the topic and guide, focus on what are the research questions or problems. Your teachers and guides will get deeper into it. Right now, I'm just mentioning it. And focus on methodology. Don't focus on tools. Nowadays, the focus is I'll master some tools and somehow fit in. No, don't do that at all. As a good researcher, focus on the research problem, how I wish to address, what would be my methodology, and you'll get it again highly confused. Too many methodologies, some of them already used, some of them could be novel, some of them could be something like you feel it will be a unique contribution, but they are not the right methodology. I had some of my fellow students who said nobody has done it using this methodology. But the flaw was that methodology was not the appropriate methodology for addressing that problem. So this you learn with practice. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It was muted a bit in between. I don't know how. So tools are just tools. They are support systems. But methodology is where you understand and then go ahead. And then your unique contributions in terms of theory, in terms of practice. And then you, as Dr. Ajay mentioned, you have a lot of industries and other stakeholders also nowadays online are available. So interact with the stakeholders before you formulate a research problem. It should not be a desk problem. It should not be totally an industry problem. Bridge the gap between industry and academia. That's precisely the purpose of a good, meaningful, somebody used the term, impactful researcher. So this is how I gauge it. I think I have overrun my time, but I'll generally be given Dr. Ajay is a dear friend. I'll be available to scholars even subsequently for any inputs or even your FPM program or FPM chair. My association with MDI is also a type of catalyst for this. I was with MDI for 2.5 years, 2005 to 2007, before I moved to IIM Lucknow. With this, I just congratulate the incoming batch once again. Have a long, beautiful, enriching journey, contribute to the society, and congratulations to both MDI Murshidabad and all the students. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Samir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your experience and insights. Moving on, it is now my privilege to welcome our chief guest, Professor M.S. Sriram, member of the Board of Governors at MDI and faculty at the Center for Public Policy, IIM Bangalore. Professor Sriram is one of India's leading voices on inclusive finance and cooperative institutions. Over the course of his career, he has held key academic and leadership roles as ICICI Bank Lalita Gupte Chair Professor of Microfinance and Chairperson of Finance and Accounting Area at IIM Ahmedabad, faculty at IRMA and Vice President at BASICS. He has also taught at Solvay Brussels School of Business and Economics. He is the author and co-author of several important works, including Beyond Microcredit, 2 volumes on the flow of credit to small and marginal farmers, and the Inclusive Finance India reports of 2015 and 2016. His research and writing have significantly shaped the national conversation on rural finance, cooperatives, and financial inclusion. He has also been closely involved in policy through committees of the Government of India, RBI, and NABARD. Notably, he was on the External Advisory Committee of the RBI for licensing small finance banks and currently chairs the committee examining the Kerala Cooperative Bank. Beyond academia and policy, he contributes actively to boards such as NDDB Dairy Services, Indian Dairy Machinery Company, and Microcredit Ratings International, and serves as the trustee of Pratham Books and Dastkar Andhra. We are truly privileged to have him with us today, and it is with deep respect that I invite Professor M.S. Sriram to deliver the chief guest address.
Thank you very much, Professor Jain, Professor Banerjee, Professor Sir, and Professor Srivastava. It's a great pleasure to be addressing the incoming batch of the doctoral students. I don't know whether I should consider myself as a guest or a host being on the board of MDI Murshidabad. I think I should consider myself as a host and welcome you with a great amount of warmth. And this is a great occasion because this is the first batch, this is the inaugural batch. You are going to be the pioneers and you will set the tone for the entire doctoral program and the legacy of how MDI Murshidabad's program will shape up. Since my previous speakers have given you adequate tips and told you how important it is to continue to work and focus on the thesis topic, Professor Srivastava has talked about how to choose your guide, how to choose your and how to be on it. Let me make it a little sort of light-hearted, since it's also important to have some humor in life. You need to remember that a doctoral program is like playing a test match, and a PGP program is like a one-day international. So you can have slog overs, you can finish the match quickly. That is what the PGP program is. But the doctoral program is a long haul, it's a marathon. And therefore, you need to take your pauses, you need to take your breaks, you need to rehydrate yourself and get back into the program every now and then. Second, it's a doctoral program is also a very frustrating program, essentially because there are multiple deadlines that you hit, and there are multiple hurdles that you hit during your journey, whether it is finishing your coursework, whether it's presenting your proposal, whether it's presenting a seminar in between, or the final draft, writing the draft, taking comments, and so on. And second is an academic journey is a journey of tremendous amount of frustration. You know, even at the age of 60, 62, when I submit a paper and it goes in for a double blind review, and when the review comes, you keep wondering whether your career has been good enough all these days or not. You know, the type of brutal and lethal comments that a reviewer makes. So in that sense, it's a journey of frustration, but also a journey of great patience. And it is a journey which keeps you ever young, essentially, because every time you write a new paper, you are completely unsure as to how you are going to formulate it and how it is going to be accepted, and whether what you thought was solid enough or not. And it's being put to test not only by your peers, and sometimes it's put to test by people much younger than you and much more informed than you. So therefore, it is a journey which makes you sort of forever young and forever prepared to face any eventuality. It comes with a lot of flexibility. Academic journey is also a journey of flexibility. You can work at your own pace. There is a lot of time. It is not a 9-to-5 work. It's sort of a 24/7 work because you're constantly thinking about it. It's an intellectual journey. But it also gives you tremendous amount of, particularly in management, it gives you a tremendous amount of opportunity to interact with the industry, to pick up data from the industry, do qualitative as well as quantitative research, and so on. So it's a very, very exciting journey. I'll just sort of conclude by sharing my own experience. At the end of my doctoral journey, the day I finished my thesis and the day of the convocation, there was a huge celebration for all the graduating students, dinner in the institute. I had just got married, and I told my wife I don't want to be a part of this celebration, essentially because I don't feel that I've achieved anything. Why is it that I said that I don't feel like I've achieved anything? That was the reason was that there were so many hurdles that were there during the process of the journey that ultimately when you got it, it was not one single event because you had gone through a presentation, you had gone through your submission of the thesis, you had gone through redrafting and so on. So by the time you finished it, it was not even an end of a long journey. It was just the beginning of the next journey. So I said, let's go and have a quiet dinner. And there's nothing to sort of feel elated about it. The other thing, the flip side of this is that several times you feel like giving up. That's something that is very frustrating in a doctoral program. Several times you feel like giving up essentially because something is not working out. A review is coming out very negatively. You think that it's going nowhere. Sometimes the data that you planned is not in the shape that it was the thing. You would have planned for some sort of a cooperation with the subjects and they don't cooperate. You don't get the right sample size. I think the journey is that of patience. You just need to be on it, and at the end of it, it will be a very fulfilling journey. I mean, I don't want to make it very depressing, but I just want to warn that this is not a short haul. It is a very, very long haul, and you need to keep your electrolytes, you need to keep your water, you need to keep your energy drinks handy before you get in. But it's also has multiple milestones, but at the same time, ultimately, your doctoral program is just one such milestone that you achieve. Beyond that, it is just the beginning, and there will be many, many more things. Except that in the doctoral program, you can't give up. In a paper, it's possible for you to give up at some point in time. I mean, there are several papers that I have given up saying that, okay, this is not working, let me move on to the next paper. But in the doctoral program, you can't. So therefore, this is the biggest Agni Pariksha. After that, the rest of the Agni Parikshas are the smaller Agni Parikshas that go through. I think this is a wonderful occasion. I'm very happy that all of you have joined this program. This is a very important milestone for MDI Murshidabad. I look forward to visiting the campus. Professor Jain has been talking very positively about the campus. I just got onto the MDI board, and I hope to work closely with Professor Jain on all the programs that MDI Murshidabad undertakes. It's really wonderful, and I hope even the executive, FPM students will spend adequate time on the campus and soak into the environment and interact with the faculty. It's a wonderful place, I'm told, to be in. I hope next time when I address you, I'd be able to say it is a wonderful place. I've visited it. As of now, I can only say that it's been promising. And thank you very much. Thanks, Professor Jain, for inviting me to be a part of this program. And I'm really happy to be spending time with all of you. Welcome, and wish you all the best and all success as we go along. And I hope we'll graduate all the students that have joined in. In fact, in my batch in IIM, we were 10 of us who joined in, only 2 of us graduated. I'm sure MDI Murshidabad will have much better hit rate than what we had in IMD way back in 1986. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your experience and motivating words.
Dheeraj, because
Yes, sir.
Professor Sriram and Professor Samir is available here, and we have some time.
Yes, sir.
So may I just quickly request our scholar to introduce themselves in just 2 lines so that they can have the idea of the profile which they are bringing to the class. So beginning with Professor Shri Amal Sinha Saab first.
Good morning, Professor Samir and Dr. Sriram. I'm Amal Sinha. I'm heading a power distribution company in Delhi. I'm basically a finance professional, but I have been in the transformation journey of a distribution company, and it has been a mixed experience coming out from finance and handling the technical company, which is very much related to public interest. So I look forward to your guidance and support in this endeavor. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Then Souvik. Yes, Souvik Bhattacharya.
Mr. Bhattacharya, yes. Mr. Souvik Bhattacharya.
Souvik, are you there? Souvik Bhattacharya.
Yeah, I can see him.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Screen.
Just quickly introduce.
Sir, myself is Souvik Bhattacharya. I am presently working in DVC from 2013. I am basically electrical engineer and did my project management from IIT Delhi. So I want to do something on operations management in this sustainability development in the energy sector, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, thank you.
Divya. Yeah, Divya. You are mute. You are on mute.
So good morning, Mr. Srivastava and Mr. Sriram. Nice meeting you online here in this forum. I'm Divya from BACS Rajdhani Power Limited, working in human resource domain since 15 years and have got exposure in different verticals of HR. Currently, I'm taking care of talent management and employee engagement at BACS Group level.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes.
Good morning, sir. I am Yash Chandra. I have recently completed my MBA from Adani University. I belong to the batch of 23-25, and I got an opportunity to pursue my FPM program from this esteemed university, from this esteemed organization. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Then Rishu.
Good morning, sir. So I'm a MDI Murshidabad alumni, PGPM program, specialization in finance and supply chain. And presently I'm working with AICTE as a functional consultant where I look up of financial domain consulting and contact management.
Okay. Yes. Last, Rishu.
So just
Rishu
hello.
is done.
Yeah.
Yes, spoken. Yes, 5.
Yeah, yes. Is it? Yeah, no.
No.
Actually,
Yeah, she's done. Yeah, Kushal has not joined today.
Kushal has not done.
He is the 6th one. Yes.
Okay. So we are missing Kushal right now, no?
Yes.
Okay. So I think at least quick introduction is helpful for our chief guest and guest of honor, so they can have an idea about the background of our scholars. So thank you to all the scholars. Yeah. Dr. Souvik, you can take over.
Yes, thank you, sir. So with this, I request Dheeraj to proceed
Yes.
further.
Thank you everyone for sharing. May I now invite Professor Niharika Gan, Area Chairperson, OB and HR, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Dheeraj. So it has been a great honor to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Management Development Institute Murshidabad. And in the very outset, I would like to truly be very indebted to our chief guest, the distinguished Professor M.S. Sriram, Professor of Public Policy at IIM Bangalore, and a valued board member of MDI for gracing the inaugural ceremony of the FPM program. His insightful words of wisdom has inspired us and illuminated the scholars about the kind of journey they will experience. So we request Professor Sriram to visit our campus and share his intellectual thoughts with our students of both the batches. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished chief guest of honor, Dr. Samir K. Srivastava, Director of IIM Amritsar, for gracing the inaugural ceremony of the FPM program with his gracious presence. His thought-provoking address on research as a vague area and the challenges associated with it, and how to arrive at research topics and other operational issues of research, has been both insightful and enriching, and we are confident that his words will inspire our research scholars in the pursuit of academic excellence. We also request Professor Srivastava and to visit our campus and disseminate his intellectual reservoir among the students of both the batches. I would also like to acknowledge our esteemed director, Professor Jain, whose visionary leadership has made it possible to introduce the fellow program at our institute. We remain deeply grateful to him for conceptualizing and initiating this program within the very first year of his tenure. His transformational approach and foresight, Karit Karma, have not only strengthened the intellectual capital of our institution, but also elevated our research ecosystem through a series of seminars on emerging areas of study. Indeed, his efforts have been truly remarkable in taking research to a greater height. Under his guidance, we also have worked collectively to design the fellow program curriculum in a distinctive and impactful manner, one that will definitely add significant value to the academic journey of our research scholars. Our sincere thanks also to the advisory committee members of FPM, namely Professor Rajan Gupta, Professor and retired professor in MDI Gurgaon and IIM Lucknow, Dr. Shailendra Singh, professor at Shivs Nadar University, former director IIM Ranchi, former professor IIM Lucknow, Dr. Subhas Datta, adjunct professor MDI Gurgaon, Professor Harish Sujan, Professor Freeman, chairman for doctoral studies and research in business, Tulane University, whose scholarly guidance has been invaluable. Their perspectives on contemporary academic requirements, covering the quality of resources, the design of the course structure and the content, and the balance of core and elective subjects, and the blueprint for thesis submission has been immensely helpful. Their constructive inputs have significantly contributed to refining the operational aspects of the fellow program management. We are highly grateful to the chairperson, Professor Saubek, Dean CE, Professor Swar, internal FPM committee members, and our esteemed colleagues for their unwavering supports and timely endeavor in shaping the course structure and framework of the program. The voluntary contributions of our faculty members in offering both core and elective subjects are truly commendable. The FPM office deeply values their dedication, commitment, and long-term support in making this initiative a success. We also extend our gratitude to the administrative office and staff members for their timely support in organizing meetings in both offline and online modes, managing admission-related responsibilities, and promoting the FPM program through social media and institutional website. So with this, I end the vote of thanks. So over to Dheeraj.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And now I request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem.
ये आप प्ले करोगे कोई या हम लोगों को खुद को ही सिंग करना?
No, sir, I'll play the.
अच्छा, हाँ हाँ, वो प्ले करोगे तो ज्यादा अच्छा है, वरना हम लोगों का तो आवाज आएगा नहीं.
Himalaya, Yamuna,
So with this, we finish the first part of the program. Now we'll break for tea.
So, just one announcement I have, because this is the first program which we are beginning after a gap of almost 11 years. Our first PGDM program started somewhere in 2013 and 14, correct? And now it is 24, 25, 26 when we are beginning this program. I also request for the support because we are also struggling to start a new program that is called PGDM online program. So any guidance, any help from all the stakeholders are invited, and they can suggest us how we can do value addition in PGDM online program. So thank you so much for being here today with us, all the distinguished guests and other members. And we look forward to your support to start our another program, which under the leadership of Professor Sunil Giri, who is looking after this program. Yeah, Dr. Souvik.
Yes, thank you, sir. So with this, we come to the conclusion of the first part of the program. Now we'll break for tea. We'll join back sharp 11:45. So I will request all the MDIM members, family members, to be with us 11:45 onwards for the second part of the program, and request all the scholars especially so that we'll deliberate more on the journey ahead, and all the faculty and non-faculty colleagues to be part of that program. So with this, thank you all and wish you good day. Our honored guest, thank you, sirs, for being part of this program. We are really grateful for your kind presence.
Thank you to Dr. Sriram and thank you, Dr. Samir, for your kind support and extending your, especially the words of wisdom to our scholar and as well as MDI community.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Look forward for your.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Professor Sriram. Thank you, Professor Samir. But rest of you, please join back after 15-20 minutes. Yeah.
So the link will remain. Link will remain as it is. We may switch off our cameras. So 11:45 will again resume. Thank you.